Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Dulcie Horwitz.
And Brianna Garcia.
And we're here with Building Wars again. And tonight, I've been waiting for this one for quite some time.
You know, I'm a little nervous about it.
I'm not, actually. I think it's a
fully
worthy
confident?
matchup. Oh, yes. Let's just have a moment to say huge respect to Notre Dame and the fact that it just had the fire tragedy that it did. We select buildings for these building wars that are amazing.
That are great. We only do great buildings.
You know, having said that, though, who knows who's going to come out on top tonight? So we have Sainte Chapelle matched up against Notre Dame. Sainte Chapelle was done in 1248, and Notre Dame was built between 1163 and 1345. And I will tell you, one of the interesting things about this matchup is they're actually on the same island in the middle of the river together, only a few blocks away. Most people just know Notre Dame.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the one anybody knows that name, that building.
Especially lately with the tragic fire that they had.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
So they are actually
Close.
around the same time.
Yeah.
They're only blocks from each other, both in Paris.
Yes.
It's a great matchup.
Yes.
Okay, let's go to round one. Materiality. I mean, honestly speaking, they're both made of stone.
Yeah.
From relatively, within the same era. I don't think materiality, I don't think there's much differentiation between the two of them. I think they're both strong. They use the material in much the same way, I would say, between the two of them.
I kind of want to almost default to color in this, with looking at these photos for me. I'm kind of liking the kind of grayer, white of the Sainte Chapelle to the more cream stone that Notre Dame has. And this totally could be elemental.
So you're going to vote for...
I'm doing Sainte Chapelle for this one.
I'm going to vote for Notre Dame on this one, only because the material itself is stone, and yet they use it in the flying buttress in a way that is very unique and different and interesting. So I'm gonna go with Notre Dame on that one for the flying buttresses.
All right.
Round two, ornamentation. Ooh, this one's the tough one.
Yes.
Notre Dame does a bang-up job of ornamentation. Those entryways at the beginning are so heavily carved.
Those arches.
Amazing.
Even just that, I don't even want to call it a trim.
It's not.
It's not really a trim.
It's so deeply carved, right?
Yeah.
And I think that obviously from the same era, from the same material, from the same region, a few blocks away from each other, similarly, so does Chapelle. In this one, I have to say, with the stained glass, the only thing that pulls Sainte Chapelle further along for Notre Dame for me is simply the enormous amounts of stained glass, or the walls dematerialize into stained glass.
I agree.
So on this one, I'm going to have to give it to Sainte Chapelle. Even though
too.
Notre Dame is off the charts.
I know, they kill it.
That's a close fight. That's a super close fight.
Yep.
Okay, and on to round three for how they both deal with light.
This one, for me, is actually very easy.
This one for me is very easy too. I'm sorry, Notre Dame, but I think Sainte Chapelle knocks you out of the park.
Yeah.
There's just nothing
color,
like... That's correct.
And it gives so much variation. I have seen so many photos of this, and they look different.
They look different as the sun travels through those transparent walls, as it creates... It's almost as if that entire church is a vessel for light.
Yes.
Yes.
They're vast, but not blown out.
Not even blown out because of the... I don't know, maybe because of the colors and the texture of it, or the thinness of them. I'm not even sure. It's somewhat magical, actually.
Yep.
Yeah. So round three for light, both goes to Chapelle for both of us. All right. Moving on to round four, the spatial qualities. The spatial qualities of Notre Dame are amazing, simply because the sheer enormity of the structure, the flying buttresses, the amount
those
of varying
flanking sides really...
Yes. So the amount of spaces and the varying sizes, I have to say there is something absolutely drop-dead poignant about the scale, shape, and slenderness of the sectional quality of Sainte Chapelle. I am a little bit biased as I actually stood in this particular one, and so looking up at the ceiling, it almost brought tears to my eyes.
I do think that Notre Dame is a little bit more typical in its organization.
Right.
And I like the proportions of Sainte Chapelle more than the Notre Dame.
Well, it looks like round four is also going to the judges to Sainte Chapelle. Yeah. All right, so final round. Storytelling for Notre Dame. Notre Dame does a fantastic job.
I love those buttresses.
I have to say, I mean, the way that it draws you in, the facade, even though the light quality in Notre Dame isn't as ethereal as Sainte Chapelle, as we mentioned on another building, the kind of the darkness then lends to when you do get to the altar and it is light. There's a certain strong contrast there.
Yes. Yeah.
So I think the storytelling is very strong with Notre Dame.
Yeah, there's more variety.
As we look at Sainte Chapelle storytelling, though, simply maybe because you enter on the squat level, you go up to the second level where it's completely different experience, and by the time you get to the altar, the walls are almost gone on all three sides around this altar. The story, it's not as varied, perhaps, as Notre Dame, but the quality of the story is still phenomenal to me. So even with a nod and a huge respect to Notre Dame, I'm going to have to go to Sainte Chapelle on this one.
You know, me too, actually.
Oh.
I mean, the more you actually talked about it, you're right, because from the exterior, you're not at that same level, and it's almost a little bit unpredictable how it's going to be on the inside.
Right, you have no idea.
Yes.
This interior,
even though it seems like you would
never.
Be able to,
Exactly. You can get some sense of what Notre Dame is going to be like on the outside.
Yes.
But you're right. It's not a lantern. It doesn't shine out.
Yes.
So you don't see how transparent these walls are until you get inside.
Yes.
And it is amazing. Yeah.
So I give it to Sainte Chapelle also.
Well, there you go.
I went all for Sainte Chapelle that one.
I did. I think I actually
I'm
went for
surprised
Notre
at
Dame.
myself. I didn't think it was going to go that way.
So let's go to the judges to be sure, but we think that Sainte Chapelle pretty much brought the house down on this one, and the judges say, yes, indeed, Sainte Chapelle. All right, well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Between Notre Dame, two fierce competitors, two worthy competitors. Sainte Chapelle, even though the smaller, more demure, more less known building on the island, clean sweep.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's it for us at Building Wars, and we'll see you again.
Okay.